Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Dungeon for some more high school wrestling action. Jake Sidle and Will O'Donnell with you this evening, Will, as we get set for the Super Tri tonight, as West Holmes going to be taking on Bishop Watterson, as well as the Dalton Bulldogs.
Yeah, and the other team that's here tonight is Claymont, but we're not going to compete against them. We saw them a couple weeks ago over at the Claymont Duel, so each team's going to get two matches in the classic dual meet format, unlike the pool tournament that we subjected everybody to last Saturday.
Yeah, it was a nice 7.5-hour tournament, and the match of that tournament, I think, going back to Elijah Baldridge in the semifinal, and what could end up being a state championship preview. Yeah,
both those wrestlers, he and the Medina Buckeye wrestler, are going to come out of different districts in Division II. So, assuming that they both win their districts as the number 1 and 2 ranked kids in the state, the earliest they can meet would be a state semifinal on Saturday night. We hope that we get a rematch in the championship, so we'd like to see that wrestled on Sunday on center mat.
And, of course, Mason Taylor had himself a date night as well.
Yeah, he did, and he had a tough opponent. He took on a returning third in the state placer from Medina Buckeye, good-looking junior who beat him 3-1, and really the difference, I think, was that second period when Mason was unable to get the escape point and was ridden out for that second period and just couldn't make up those last 2 points. And that could be another match that we see maybe in a semifinal down there as well.
Meanwhile, some non-conference opponents coming in. Bishop Watterson, as we said off the air, Will, they're going to have a very big showing at the state tournament as well.
They are. I mean, I think currently the highest I've seen them ranked is maybe 5th in the state. I think they're easily a team that's going to finish on the board in the top 10, and I'm sure they'd like to be in the top 5. They've got a couple wrestlers on their lineup tonight that I think come in as number 1 ranked kids in their weight class in the state, and it's going to be a tall order to start with for this young Knight squad.
And as for Dalton, they'll match up against the Bulldogs second. They always seem to bring in a good squad, especially when you're wrestling against the likes of Waynedale in the Wayne County Athletic League.
Yeah, they've got a good tradition over there at Dalton, and they've had some kids on that podium the last few years with those Geyser brothers. And looking at their lineup, I mean, unfortunately, they don't fill the lineup up. It looks like they might have 4 or 5 forfeits, which is going to be tough to win a dual meet with that. But there are going to be some quality matches.
And Claymont, of course, the Mustangs, they've been very good recently, and they're looking to stay good.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a team state title around their belt from the 90s and a long-term tradition over there of excellence. And, like I said, we saw them at their own Claymont duels that they ran, and that'll be a good team. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see that match tonight because due to the point system for wrestling, your schedule can only go up to 20 points, so we're going to have to wrestle this as a try to limit that.
Well, we're getting set up here in just a moment. They're putting the basketball hoops up here in the dungeon, and
that's a big no-no at a wrestling match. Let's get those things outside.
Get those things up top there.
Yeah.
Will, what are you expecting to see out of the Knights tonight?
Hopefully what we saw last Saturday, which was a team that looked aggressive, that looked in very, very good shape as far as their conditioning, and see some of these young guys, these sophomores and juniors. Some of those kids went 4-1 on the day and had some strong finishes. I like to see that confidence continue, especially this time of year because conference is right around the corner and sectional and districts is too.
Well, our coverage tonight of the Super Tri here at the Dungeon is brought to you by Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric Cooperative, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, Keim Home Center and Charm, Millersburg Electric, Rody's IJ Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors, Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven and Shreve, Wayne Savings Community Bank, and the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. We'll go ahead and step aside here. We'll come back and we'll get the national anthem for you, and we'll get the first matches of this meet coming up next on WKLM. senior night here in the dungeon, everyone, as we'll go ahead and give it up for our PA announcer to introduce the seniors.
She's being escorted by her parents, Adam and Darla Garens. Kylie has been a two-year letter winner here at West Holmes. She has an overall career high school record of 53 and 51 with 31 falls. Last year, she was the OHSAA Girls State Placer, earning a 6th place at the Girls State Tournament, and that gave her All-Ohio status. She's been a 2-time OHSAA Girls State qualifier. This year, she placed 5th at the WIT. She's been a 2-time West Coast JV Invite and Galleon JV Invite placer, a placer at the Challenge JV and River Valley JV Invites. Kylie also says she has been wrestling here at West Holmes for 5 years. Oh, there it is. And her favorite memory here at West Holmes is when she saw other girls being scared to wrestle her, and when she was finally able to place at the Girls State Tournament. Kylie's future plans are to pursue something in the animal field and potentially wrestle in college. Her advice for younger wrestlers is to take the opportunity to wrestle whenever you can, even if it's bigger and younger kids at practice. You're never too good. And she would like to thank Coach Vaughn for pushing her to do things on her own and to get confidence when wrestling. And also, we like, as we mentioned last season, Kylie earned 6th place at 105 pounds at the Ohio High School Wrestling Coaches Association Girls State Championship Tournament. That honor gave Kylie the distinction of becoming the 4th girls wrestler in West Holmes history to achieve a podium finish and earn All-Ohio status at the Girls State Wrestling Championships. Kylie went undefeated at 3-0 with 3 fall wins to secure a district championship and state championship berth last season, and she also competed in the Girls State Championship Tournament her freshman year. Our first of 5 seniors, 2022 Girls State Wrestling Championship placer and All-Ohio senior, Kylie Couch. And our next senior is 113-pound wrestler Mason Taylor. He's escorting his parents, Dustin and Kelly Taylor. Mason will be a 4-year letter winner here at West Holmes. He has an overall career high school record of 131 and 33 with 60 falls. He's been a 2-time academic All-Ohioan, a 2-time state placer, finishing runner-up last year and 8th in 2021. He's been a 2-time state qualifier, a district champion, 2-time sectional, OCC and WIT champion. He's been a Cambridge Invite champion, a 2-time West Holmes Invitational champion, our make-that placer, North Canton Hoover and Cambridge Invite placer, also Top Gun, St. Clairsville and WIT placer, and currently ranked number 3 in the state at 113 pounds. Mason has been wrestling for 11 years here at West Holmes, and he says his favorite wrestling memory is playing PlayStation at state with the other state qualifiers last year at the hotel. And he says Coach Vaughn doesn't allow game consoles, so it made it that much better to be able to do that. His future plans are to attend Kent State University and become an emergency room nurse. His advice for younger wrestlers is always listen and take advantage of the coach's advice. Work hard every day, even when you don't want to, and always put in more work than the average wrestler. He would like to thank the amazing coaching staff here at West Holmes he's had for the past 4 years. Thanks to his parents for pushing him to be the best wrestler he can be, and also for dealing with his attitude when he's cutting weight. And he'd like to thank John Miller for keeping his conditioning and strength up in the off-season. Our second senior wrestler, Mason Taylor. Our next senior wrestler is 150-pounder Blake Norman. He's being escorted by his parents, Dave and Stephanie Norman. Blake will be a 2-year letter winner here at West Holmes. He has an overall career high school record of 68 and 34 with 42 falls. He's been a 3-time Cambridge Invite placer, 2-time WIT placer, a West Holmes Invite placer, a Talmadge, a Galleon and River Valley JV Invitational champion, and a West Holmes JV Invite placer. Blake has been wrestling here at West Holmes for 12 years. He says his favorite wrestling memory is going to the West Virginia wrestling camp and hanging out with the team during the summer. His future plans are to attend Miami University, studying pre-med and biology, become an anesthetist assistant. His advice for younger wrestlers is success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And he would like to thank his friends and family, his brilliant coaching staff, his drill partner, Loudon Dixon, and everyone who has helped him throughout his journey wrestling here at West Holmes. 150-pound senior, Blake Norman. Our next senior is 165-pounder Dakota Patterson. He's being escorted by his grandmother, Carolyn Russell, and his brother, Connor Ray. DP will be a 3-year letter winner here at West Holmes. He has an overall career high school record of 24 and 75 with 11 falls. He's been a 2-time OCC placer, a West Muskegon invite placer, and a 2-time West Holmes Junior Varsity Invitational placer. Dakota has wrestled here at West Holmes for 6 years. He says his favorite wrestling memory was getting his first win at the Cambridge Invite and the team being there, yelling and congratulating him. His future plans are to join the workforce. Dakota has advice for younger wrestlers is to go with the best drill partner, even if it is not your best friend. And he would like to thank all the fans cheering and yelling and supporting him on and talking to him after the matches. And also thanks to the attack teamers for coming up giving him encouragement. 165-pound senior, Dakota Patterson. And our final senior is heavyweight wrestler Elijah Baldridge. He's escorting his parents, Eric and Angel Baldridge. Elijah will be a 3-year letter winner at the end of this year. He has a career overall high school record of 92 and 28 with 62 falls. He was a state qualifier last year at 215 pounds. He's been a 2-time district qualifier, a district placer, 2-time sectional placer, 2-time OCC placer, the 2022 Top Gun West Holmes Invite and WIT champion, the North Canton Hoover West Holmes Invite and Barnesville Invite and St. Clairsville Invite placer, and Elijah is currently the Division II #1 ranked heavyweight in the state of Ohio. He's been wrestling here at West Holmes for all 12 years. He says his favorite wrestling memory was when he tackled Coach Vaughn after beating the #1 wrestler in the state last weekend. His future plans are going to college for exercise science, and he would like to play football or wrestle or both. His advice for younger wrestlers is listen to your coaches. The amount of effort you put into anything is only up to you, and whatever you put in is what you'll get out of it. Elijah would like to thank his parents, his coaches throughout the years for being there for him, and thanks for the character they taught me and the person they helped me become. 200 to make that heavyweight senior, Elijah Baldridge. And for most of our seniors, it's been 12 years of hard work and toil. And outside of next weekend, when we have the regional duels.
A great honor from the coaching staff here at West Holmes on senior night for these 5 outstanding senior wrestlers, Will.
Let's get a win tonight. Our seniors.
Yeah, and I think we'll probably get hopefully an opportunity to see all of them in action tonight. I know that they weighed Kylie in along with the freshman Peyton Martin, so with senior night, hopefully we'll get a chance to see her go out there tonight in varsity action.
And we're excited to see that as they break up the crowd on the mat here. And it looks like we are getting set here to go in just a moment. And we'll go ahead and take a quick timeout as they play the national anthem. Welcome back to the Dungeon. Jake Sidle, Will O'Donnell with you as we get set for this Super Tri matchup as West Holmes going to take on Bishop Watterson first as they bring out the captains to get things started.
Yeah, it looks like they brought out the 5 seniors for this, and this is kind of like a coin toss a little bit in football. What they'll do is instead of, at the tournament at the end of the first period, they kept doing the coin with the green and red side. Here at a dual meet, what they'll do is they'll have you declare even or odd after they do the toss. So basically, every even match, one school will have to send their wrestler out first, and then on the odd matches, the opposing school will have to. And, choice is awarded based on that at the end of the first period then.
They'll get that coin flip going there, as I think we are expecting a fun matchup tonight.
Yeah, it was, like I said, the first match of the night is going to easily be the toughest match of the night for the Knights. This Bishop Watterson team is an excellent Division II wrestling school this year, and we'll see what weight they start at. Sometimes they don't always start at 106 in dual meet format, but we'll see what the coaches agree to at weigh-in.
Okay, I'd once again like to thank you all for tuning in today. Our video partners at Claxon Communications helping us get this on YouTube tonight. And our producer tonight, Judd Bone, and our cameraman, Mark Clark, who never seems to find my joke about never trusting a man with 2 first names funny. Good to see you again, Mark. I'll get set to go here in just a moment. Again, thank you to our sponsors and our we will have our coverage here brought to you tonight in part by Critchford Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denko Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, and Keim Home Center in Charm. We're getting set up here for match number 1 in this Super Tri.
At 113 pounds, Dane Fawcett for Claymont picking up on the win. And at 120 pounds, Ryan Jackson picking up on the win.
And it looks like we are going to start at 106.
Yeah, and we're going to see Kylie Couch, the senior, come out here first.
And she will be wrestling against Neil Christie.
Over on mat number 2, it'll be 126-pounders, Micah Boyer for Dalton. And for Claymont, it'll be Trevor McGar. We'll go now on mat number 2 for Claymont. This will be an exhibition match. Brody Shern of Claymont taking on Kylie Couch.
Oh, okay.
So exhibition.
Okay, so they're going to get Kylie a match out here in front of her home crowd on senior night, but this one will be against a Claymont wrestler, and it will not count, obviously, in the team score for what we're about to watch with Bishop Watterson.
Brody Shern, the wrestler for Claymont in this exhibition contest.
Oh, you got right in on that fireman, switched off to a barrel roll, secured that for 2. Did a good job of changing levels on that, get Kylie to kind of push in from that collar tie. And digging in, chopping that arm. You got to watch Claymont wrestlers. They're a cradle school, so you always got to be ready for that. He's got this arm barred up. We'll see what he does with it. Kylie's kind of trying to belly down and flatten out. No back point criteria there. Good job knowing where she's at.
So it is Brody Shern, the wrestler. He won via forfeit from his match over with Dalton, as they do not have a 106-pounder.
We got about a minute left in this match. Still just 2-0. Oh, he's near fall criteria there on that tilt. Same move, so they've counted, but they're not going to restart a count until he breaks that hold. Looks like he met at least a 2-point criteria. I said they haven't awarded the points yet because the hold's still the same. And 2 back. So it's going to make it 4-0. We've got about 15 seconds left in the period here. See if Kylie can get out of this with the score still at just 4-0. Okay, we're going to go. This is we're going to toss the coin because this is not part of that first decision made by the captains. Kylie wins the toss. She's going to defer choice to the Claymont wrestler, and he's going to go down. Like I said, they have 2-0 on the scoreboard, but the score is 4. I think the referee's trying to correct that right now. We'll see if Kylie can work something here on top and create some back points of her own. Good stand up by the wrestler from Claymont. And Kylie hanging in there. He came up, but he didn't have hand control, so Kylie was able to secure that and break him back down to the mat and then use the edge there to her advantage. But she's going to have to do a better job stopping his first move here. Switches off to a single. He's got to watch here. He's going to try to crunch that. That's going to be a reversal, make it 6-0 here early into the second period. They're going to stop that for potentially dangerous. The knee was getting a little twisted up there, so you're going to reset the position. Unfortunately for Kylie, that's going to have her back down. And I think that was a reversal. I don't think that was escape and a takedown. I think that score should be 6-0. Trying to crunch this for a near side cradle. He's got the head in the side. Kylie's bellying down hard, trying to fight that. About 1 minute left in the period here. No change there. Got 45 seconds in the period. Oh, nice cross face. See if he runs that to a butcher. He's trying to reach underneath for that other arm. If he can secure it, he's going to be able to walk around the head. He's still got it. He can still walk this over if he keeps that arm. It's a good job fighting that off by Kylie. We're down under 20 seconds in the period. Down to about 5 seconds in the period. It'll be the Claymont wrestler's choice to start this third. And he's in total command right now. If Kylie's going to pull this out, she's going to have to catch him in something big. She's going to take neutral, so she's got to look for some type of throw or a headlock, something to score in bunches now. Good single leg. He's got the angle. See if he can rotate up with it. Good job kicking out there by Kylie. Got about 1:30. She's kind of running out of time here. She's going to set something up and try to go big. Decent shot. See if she can turn the corner. Kind of blocking that trail leg. He's going to step over and he's going to secure the takedown. So we're down to about a minute. They got the score at 9-0. Running that cross face this time, running it to a far side cradle. See if he can lock it. Ooh, he's going to try to roll across his own back. He doesn't need to do that up this big. Just needs to take his time and take it straight back. We're at about 30 seconds in the period.
And on mat number 1, the winner at 126 pounds with a 13-4 major decision.
About 15 seconds, 9-0. Count this down from the final 10. He's doing a good job of just keeping the pressure on up top, not letting Kylie even really get up to her feet or out much out of her base. Tilt, he's got a 1 count, no back, and that'll be it. Oh, he's going to award the 2. That was a quick count, but that's all right. And that was the senior Kylie Couch, probably in her final mat here at West Holmes. She wraps up that career. Hopefully gets herself ready for that girls' state tournament again.
Placer last year, and you know she's had some tough competition last week. The
She did.
Knights Invitational. As we'll go back to 106 now.
Yeah, and
Neil Christie.
Yep, and the
Bishop Watterson
freshman Peyton Martin. Had a pretty good season. He went placed last weekend. He was in the championships up at Top Gun 2 weeks ago. So don't know a lot about his opponent, but we'll see what Peyton can do here. We on the single. Switches off. He's got the backside leg. Peyton's tight around the waist trying to fight this off. He climbs up that back. He's probably going to get it. Peyton can build his base here. He can get himself a fresh start. He's close to that edge. He's got to know where he's at. Try to get a fresh start by getting out of bounds maybe. Oh, that's Watterson wrestlers really keeping the pressure on with the arm bar. Got about a minute left in the period. And they're going to start neutral. Watterson wrestler's going to award the point and get back to his feet, try to get another takedown before the period ends. If you're Peyton, you want to try to keep this thing close here in the first period. Another nice single. Nothing yet, no points awarded yet. This is kind of a scramble. If Peyton could stay here, maybe get a stalemate or something. We're down to about 30 seconds in the period. He's got to stay tight in that crotch because he's going to try to come out the back door here if he can. I think the best we can hope for is maybe a stalemate, and he got it. That was good. This Watterson wrestler's tall, he's long, he does a nice job changing levels, and he's able to snag that low single as Peyton changes levels. There we go, that was a good defense. Peyton trying to beat that arm, see if he can get a cheap spin around. We got about 10 seconds. Backing on that single, try to fight this off. Don't give us up. We're down to about 5. We're down to about 5. He covered that leg. I think they're going to give it. That's a tough takedown to give up at that point in the match. You want to keep that match close, but he did a good job taking his leg and covering Peyton's legs. He's going to defer. Peyton's going to choose down. We'll see if he lets him up right away or if he tries to work some of those bar series that he showed early in the first period. Digging in, looking for a tilt, trying to scoop that. Got a 1 count, no back. Ooh, he's got that bar. If he can get that wrist, this could be trouble. He's probably going to try to walk around the head if he gets that wrist. He's reaching for it. Showed a little bit of this on the edge early in the match. Oh, he might get both these barred up. This could be bad. Not much you can do when you don't have either one of them. Going for that tilt here. Down to about a minute in the period. Tell you what, he jumps sides. It's subtle, and you can't really see it, but he's running a bar on one side. Then when you're fighting the bar pressure, he's trying to jump to the other side and scoop for a tilt. And that's tough to defend. You really got to feel his weight on top. And Peyton's doing a good job of that. He's got a little freestyle experience under his belt, and I think he understands that. Still 4-1. Closing in on 30 seconds in the period, and it's been just surviving on bottom right now by Peyton Martin, but keeping the score within striking distance, though, in the meantime. Still working that bar on one side. Peyton's feeling the pressure, fighting it, shifting, kind of tying his feet up with his feet, not letting him jump sides as quickly as he'd like either. Down to 10. Just got to survive the period, kind of like the first period. You can't give up any points right at the end like he did. They're going to call stalling, and they're going to stop the action, so that's on the top man. It looked to me like he was working it, but they're going to probably say he needed to get off the hips more. And anytime they stop the action for a stall, you know it's on the top man. 3 seconds. Tell you what. Well, Watterson's going to have choice. I imagine he's going to take down, try to expand this lead a little bit. It was a good job surviving that period, and that stall call could come back to be big. The next one would be a point for Peyton. Peyton working that spiral ride, trying to throw a leg in on the backside. Oh, trying to jump to a cradle as he came up. Wasn't able to lock it. 5-1 now with that escape. We got about 1:30 in the period. Oh, nice duck under. That was a nice move. It's going to make it 7-1. Closing in on a minute. I'll tell you what, Peyton Martin's had a nice season, and this is a good-looking 106-pounder for Bishop Watterson. I don't know the age or the record. I don't have that information. We only have the weigh-in sheets, but he could do some damage at 106 at the state tournament. He's got both legs in. He's just kind of stretching Peyton out here. We're down to about 40 seconds. Probably going to get a stalemate here if there's no change. Oh, he's got a power half now. If he can kind of stretch this out, he's got a chance for back. The ref's keeping a close eye on that shoulder, though. Yeah, and he's going to stop that. Potentially dangerous. Not illegal. Not going to be any points, but he'll just stop it for the safety of the wrestler and let them reset here with 26 seconds left. And barring some kind of miracle, I think this Watterson kid's going to ride this out for the victory. And right now, if you're Peyton, your coach is probably telling you keep it close because it's only a regular decision. It's only worth 3 team points at this point. Down to 20 seconds.
Number 2, the winner with a fall at 5 minutes and 33 seconds is Elijah Parrish of Claymont.
Down to about 5 seconds. Still 7-1. You want to keep it there.
And this will be 138.
And he does. And for the people maybe that don't know the scoring for a dual meet format, a decision which is 8 or under 8 is worth 3 team points. Anything over 8 and above up to 14 is considered a major decision. That's worth 4. And then you have a tech fall, which is the 15-point mercy roll. That's worth 5 team points. And then obviously the best thing of all is you want your good wrestlers to pin because that's worth 6. So when you lose, you want to lose by decision. When you want to win by pin.
Well, our coverage here brought to you by Millersburg Electric, Rody's IGA Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors, Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven and Shreve, Wayne Savings Community Bank, and the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce.
And I think we're looking at the senior, Mason Taylor, in on a nice single. Let's see if he can get this. Chasing that backside ankle, and he does. He's 2-0. Mason's going to cut him loose. He got that takedown in about 20 seconds. Going to try to work a little on his feet. Good front headlock here. See if he can chase it. He's got the leg. He might be able to lock this up to a near side cradle. It's already been awarded the takedown. Should be 4-0 right now. 4-0. Taylor looking for a tilt of his own. He's got that arm threaded. I think he could still cut him. He's got a minute left in the period. I think coach is going to have him cut him loose. He also wants the score corrected.
He is wrestling Grayson Conyers, the 113-pounder from Bishop Watterson.
Conyers working a switch. Taylor re-switching. Both guys just back and forth on the re-switches. He kind of hips up over into him to stop it. We're down to about 39 seconds. Not much time to cut him loose here at this point. You're going to have to stay on him and try to work for some back points to end the period. And for West Holmes, these are the type of matches, the seniors in the lineup like he and Baldridge, that you need these guys to win and get you the bonus points, I think, if you want to try to keep pace with this Watterson team. Down to about 5 seconds. That'll be the end of the period. Taylor with choice. He's going to defer. Watterson wrestler is going to choose down.
Is that a caution on each?
Yeah, we had a caution on the starting position there, and that was on West Holmes. I think he said he didn't have his hand on his navel. They're the one that went around the waist. Looked to me like the Watterson kid had maybe left early, tried to jump, but they awarded that on Taylor. But there's no points till it's the third caution, so not a lot of damage done there. Taylor going for kind of a banana split there. He's got the leg in. Now he's got the tilt if he wants to roll through it. It's trying. Years ago, this used to be called a Chirilla tilt, named after a guy named Mark Chirilla, who was about a 3-time national champ. But he's not able to secure that. And I'll tell you what, he's letting this guy stay in the match here. By working on top like this, I'd kind of like to see him get back on his feet and start growing the lead a little with some takedowns. It's a little similar to Martin's match where the top wrestler did all the work but had no points to show for it at the end of the period. There he's jumping through for that tilt again. He's definitely got the 2 count. And I think he broke the hold, so they could award the points. Yep, 6-1. He's got that arm bar still. See if Taylor can do something with this. Maybe catch a backside wrist, walk this over. He likes that tilt from here. Oh, he's got the half. See if he can run it over. Might be able to stack this up real tight. Got to get his hips up. Got to get his hips up, and he can maybe get the fall. And he does. There we go. That's what West Holmes needs to keep pace. That's 6 points for the fall there with 30 seconds to go in the second period. And West Holmes will take a 6-3 lead.
31 seconds, Mason Taylor of West Holmes.
Well, so that'll get us into the 120s.
Well, I think we're going to have, fortunately, we may have a, well, do we have somebody? We've been, we may have a forfeit. Let's see what we have going on here. This is Grady Toy, and Grady's been our 125-pounder. And I know West Holmes didn't have a 120 in their lineup. Did Bishop Watterson?
Well, West Holmes did. I thought they have Toy listed at 120.
Oh, he might have made the drop, but
and they had Joe Curry listed at 120 for Bishop Watterson, but a forfeit win for Toy.
Now up on mat number 1, 126 pounds, picking up on the forfeit win will be Joe Curry of Bishop Watterson.
Yeah, so we're kind of trading forfeits here is what we're doing. Toy might have went down a weight class and certified at 120 for the first time this season. Last week we saw him wrestling at 125. So each team will get a forfeit. So instead of 6'3", it's going to go to, they've got it down as 9'6" right now. But
so McCluggage now going to wrestle against James Lindsay, the 132-pounders.
yeah, and I think the score should be 12-9. They don't have the team score right. We'll have to see if they correct that. McCluggage right in on that single leg right away. He secures it for 2. Yeah, and McCluggage looked good last weekend. He placed, and he was one of those wrestlers who went out there and was real aggressive. Only a sophomore, and he goes out there and really grinds it.
Caution on the bottom man.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was. Didn't look like he had his knees behind the line. They have those 2 parallel lines. The hands have to be in front, and the knees have to be behind, and they're making them reset. So that's the first caution. Escape. Well, he's going to call that a reversal. I thought it was escape and then a takedown, but they're going to go reversal. That's going to make it 2-2. Minute left in the period here. He's got the legs in on McCluggage and pressing that power half, putting that elbow in the ear. They're going to watch that shoulder. This ref was real cautious in that Martin match with these power halves. So, you know, if you're a bottom wrestler, you got to understand that and maybe act a little bit when you feel that power half, and knowing that this guy maybe is going to err on the side of safety and stop these holds pretty quickly. You can see he's down there really looking. And he does. He stops that again. Those are little things you pick up on, I think, as you learn what a referee's tendencies are, even as a wrestler and a coach, that in those situations, this is what you can expect to see him do.
You know, it's good to see some officials out there watching for that, too, because, you know, you never want to see someone get an injury like that.
Listen, I didn't say I didn't think he should stop the power half, but I'm glad he did because it was our guy getting hit in it. Oh, and that's a nice hang single. He just felt McCluggage pushing in, so it's going to go to 4-3 after the kick out. Point was awarded.
Now up on mat number 2 at 165 pounds. For Dalton, it's Aiden Pelfrey. And for Claymont, Nate Burton.
It's 4-3. We're almost to the end of the period. Just don't give up any points. Well, it started off good for McCluggage. A nice opening takedown, and then a little bit of the momentum has swung back to this Watterson side. He's gotten the last 2 takedowns. He's going to have choice. Going to have to put McCluggage down. Oh, he's going to take neutral. I was going to say put him down to try to get that score tied up, but they're going to go back on their feet. He's got to get back on and take his shots because right now the last 2 takedowns have really been controlled, and that's going to be a third. Yeah, good little knee block there he hit and was able to get right behind, make it 6-3. Working a cross-face cradle here. You gotta fight that arm, try to pass it. Pass it by your head if you can. Still working for that far side cradle. Really working that head to the knee. That's a good job. If he gets this locked, it could be trouble for McCluggage. He's got the cradle. He's got to put the knee in the ribs here, stretch him out a little bit so he can't roll into him. That's good technique. Breaks the hold. That's going to be 3 points, should be awarded. Nope, 2 count. 8-3. About 45 seconds left in the period. Really starting to stretch this lead out a little bit now.
I saw McCluggage come out,
yeah,
guns a-blazing to start.
Yeah,
and
good first takedown, and then last 3 takedowns have gone this kid's way, and he's doing a nice job on top. He's got the leg, and he's really trying to stretch McCluggage out here. He's going to go back to that power half. You can see right away the referee's got his hands there. He's ready to stop that hold. I think knowing that, I think I'd go back to that cross-face cradle that he hit, and I'd keep working that way instead. Putting that elbow in the back of the head. Once again, trying that power half. I think if I was a Watterson coach, I'd probably tell my kids to stay away from it because I don't think you're going to be able with this referee to work that hold. It's going to be 8-3 here. Watterson's choice. He's going to take down. Right now he's got a 5-point lead. He's going to try to get this thing probably at least to a major if he can. They want to get that bonus point. He's got to his feet, but he doesn't have hand control. See if McCluggage can return him. And he does. You're going to have to try to return him or you're going to get a stall call here, McCluggage. Watterson coaches want that call. A good job working it. I mean, McCluggage was kind of countering what he was doing, fighting his hands, but I think we're going to give up a reversal here. You're going to have to bail. You're going to have to bail before you get in too much trouble. It's going to make it 10-3, 7-point lead here with about 1:13 left. Going back to that cross-face cradle there. McCluggage did a good job controlling that arm. There's no change here. They're not going to give an escape point yet for a loss of control. They're going to set him back down. You have 52 seconds. McCluggage, you want to help shave some points and keep us at 7. You don't want to get majored. My guess is pretty soon here, if he doesn't turn him, the Watterson coaches will probably tell him to kick him out and try to get that takedown to get it to an 8-point spread. And for some reason, the clock's not running. I'm looking at this. It's been at 52 seconds now for about 20 seconds. I don't know if the West Holmes coaches realize that, but unfortunately, this top wrestler is going to get about an extra 15 seconds to try to get that major, and that could be big.
On mat number 2, the winner at 165 pounds by fall at 3 minutes and
About 30 seconds left. Got to go back to this power half. He's got the legs in. And McCluggage, fight that arm, bury your head, keep your elbows in. Don't let him get this. We're down to 20, and unfortunately, this period should be done by now. I'd hate to see the 2 points get scored in this extra time that's been allowed. Down 10 seconds. Down to 5. And that's going to be a 7-point victory for Watterson, so that'll be 3 more team points. Scoreboard's got it. He's going to have it at 15-12. I have team score at 12-12. We'll see what's going on there.
Now on mat number 1, it'll be 138 pounds. For Bishop Watterson, it'll be Luke Hannon. And looks as though West Holmes will be forfeiting. So at 138 pounds, looks as though we'll have a forfeit win for Luke Hannon of Bishop Watterson.
Well, they had Loudon scheduled in there at that time, that weight, but it'll be a forfeit.
And I think what they're doing here, this is a little bit of game. This is some of the strategy of a dual meet. When you do that toss, one team's got to send out first. So Watterson sent out first. They gave him the forfeit, and they bumped Loudon up a weight class to try to balance that out and see if Loudon can beat their 44-pounder instead of their 38-pounder. Ooh, and he gives up a takedown. Went to his back. Luckily, he didn't give up more than just the takedown. A little bit of gamesmanship there by Coach Vaughn. 2-1 here in the first after the kick out. Boy, right to that underhook. Oh, nice hip toss there. And this is going to be bonus points. He's got Dixon on his back. And he gives up the fall. Boy, they dodged one guy, but they next guy was just as tough. So Loudon Dixon had to go out there, and he actually had to go against a kid that he was giving up a little size to as well. And that's probably the first time the freshman's been pinned all year.
And looks like
we're going to have our senior, Norman.
Tommy Haley for Bishop Watterson.
And is it Blake Norman, I believe, for West Holmes. Yep, one of the seniors here on senior night. Oh, nice shot. Ooh, Norman steps over it. He had a nice shot. Looked like he was going to secure that. Norman's going to get at least 4 points out of this. Yep, 4-0 Norman. He had a good shot, was coming around the edge, and Norman, who's tall at this weight, he was able to just step over and turn that into 4 points. He's got a leg in. He's working a cross-face cradle right now. They're going to call him out of bounds.
And Norman had a chance there for the fall. It looked like, too, right off the bat. Just seemed to
it was a good shot. He got a nice angle right away and looked like he was going to come out from the side and get the quick takedown, and Norman just stepped up over it.
Almost seemed to catch Haley off guard there.
Oh, I think he did. Definitely. Haley back to his feet. Going to be 4-1. Good reshot. He's going to come up. Looks like he's going to try to lock a bear hug. Good hip toss. Norman's going to get more points. Get the fall, Norman. He did. That was quick work. That was a big win there for the senior. Tell you what, showing some good hips there. Stepping over the first takedown. Gets caught in a body lock and just hips in and throws him on his own. And I think looking at the reaction of the Watterson wrestler, that was not what he expected. I don't think his coaches thought that was a match that was going to go that way either. That should make the score, at least according to the scoreboard, 24-21. So West Holmes with a forfeit win and 2 falls so far.
So Sauer's going to be taking on Mason Hiddlebrand here.
Yeah, Sauer's one of those freshmen in the lineup for West Holmes. A tough weight class, too, for a freshman, 157.
So we get started here. Coverage today brought to you by Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, and Keim Home Center in Charm. Thanks again to all our sponsors helping us bring you this wrestling action here in this Super Tri meet in the Dungeon.
Yeah, I'll tell you, West Holmes hanging in there with this Watterson team right now. They got the score at 24-21 and doing it by falls, limiting some of the Watterson wins to decisions and coming out and getting 2 pins and a forfeit win to kind of keep this thing maybe a little tighter than it would have been.
And if I'm reading this weigh-in sheet right, Bishop Watterson only with 1 more wrestler coming up next. They had 2 scratches late.
Yeah, we'll see, and we'll see what that's definitely going to help West Holmes as they move into those upper weights because that's one of their strengths.
At 190 pounds on mat number 2, the winner with the fall in 34 seconds.
Now he's got to return him to the mat if he can, and he does. He gets the 2. Got that arm. He's got it up on the back, and Sauer's able to get it back. Kind of crawling forward, building his base. He's got to try to get a hand before he comes up here.
And we'll now go with the 285
Let's return to the mat. We're down under 20.
And on mat number 2, 285-pounders for Dalton, it's Rickenbach, and for Claymont, Carter Cottrell.
That'll be the end of the period. 2-0.
You could hear that towel slap from up here.
Yeah, that was Coach Vaughn's son out there doing the towel bopping. Pretty enthusiastically on that one. Two nothing here. Sowers on his feet in the neutral. Both guys kind of working the collar ties upstairs. Looking for a snap down, maybe looking for a shuck. Sowers got a chance here. If he can return him, he's behind him. You just got to get him to the mat to get the points awarded. And he does. Got about a minute 30. Let's see if he can work something of his own. Ties this match up 2-2, the freshman does.
Trying to get out of bounds.
Yeah, you know, you don't want to make it obvious as a wrestler, but you got to know where you're at on the edge of the mat, and sometimes it's best to just kind of work your way off, get a fresh start from this referee's position. It gives you a little better chance of getting away. Good breakdown there by Sowers. You saw that. Chopped that arm, returned him to the mat. Missed that crossface. He wanted the crossface. He wanted to see if he could maybe get it to head to the knee and run his own cradle. It's going back to it. I like it. Just got to secure that elbow. There you go. There you go. Now he's got it. He can either run a butcher or he can try to run a far side cradle here. He's trying to reach across for that other arm. He's got it, but he's on his feet. Needed to hit that from when the wrestler was on his knees. It's going to be 3-2 here for Watterson. Under 30 here to try to work for this next takedown. Down to about 15. Both these guys work that collar tie and try to work their takedowns off that. Good job hipping in. Just spin. There we go, 5 seconds. He takes the lead, 4-3. Good whizzer there. He had the leg and he whizzered out of it and was able to get him to the mat and get a quick spin around. Both these guys work up top. They hit the collar ties. They're looking for a snap, a shuck. Neither guy's really taking a classic shot from outside the clinch, and that's how all the takedowns have been scored in this match. Watterson's going to go down, try to tie this with an escape. Let's see if we can return him to the mat. Getting a little high here. Got to reset your weight. There we go. He's got a half. Let's see if he can work that. Got a nice tight waist, keeping good forward pressure. Just got to do something. Show the referee that you're trying to score on. There it is. Jump to the side. Jump to the side and run this with your legs. Good job. See if he can get a fall again. Look up. He's got to look up and get the pressure, and he does. Nice job by the freshman. Big win for West Holmes there. Now they got the score at 24-18. I think they actually had it right. Now it's going to be 24-all. That's going to be the third pin of the night. So a lot of bonus points, 9 bonus points for West Holmes, plus that forfeit.
Our coverage tonight brought to you by Millersburg Electric, Rody's IGA Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors, Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven in Shreve, Wayne Savings, and the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. Scota Patterson going to get a forfeit win.
Yeah, here on senior night. This is our 4th senior. We got to see Kylie. We got to see Blake. And now Dakota. We've got and Mason Taylor. So we've got one more senior to go, and that'll be the last wrestler for West Holmes, Elijah Baldridge. Cole Porter, the sophomore, is going to come out at 175 here for West Holmes. West Holmes with a 30-24 lead. Every match they have won has been by a 6-point score. So we got 3 pins and 2 forfeit for the Knights to give them the lead.
And he's facing off against CJUL 175-pounder out of Bishop Watterson.
Yep, he's got a front headlock here. He's trying to chase it to a near side cradle. Good job squaring up. Come out. Oh, nice job, Porter. Boy, he had that front headlock and looked like he was going to chase it around to the near leg. Porter's got a bar. He needs to get some weight on that bar and catch that. There you go. Catch that backside wrist. Now he's got a chance to keep running this over. Take your time. You don't have to be in a hurry. But he's got to secure that backside wrist. He had it earlier. There you go. You got to fight for it. You got to reach for it. Right there it is. Get it. There he's got it. Now you can run it over. You just got to be patient. Use your legs to walk it over. Still got that arm bar. Now he's got the half. I just can't really jump that way and run it. You got to secure the wrist. There you go. We're under a minute. We got about 45 seconds left in the period. 2-0 Porter. He's had this arm bar. He just hasn't been able to score with it. He's had an opportunity here.
Just a quick update over on Mat 2. Claymont defeating
there you go.
Dalton 42-37.
Sit back with it. Sit back with it. There you go. Hold them there for the rest of the period if you want. You got about 20 seconds left. It's the same hold, so they haven't awarded the points yet. Down to 10. He's probably going to get 3, maybe 2, looking at the referee's hand there. Out of bounds with 1 second left. 5-0. They did give him the 3 points. That'll be the end of the period. Choice to Watterson. They're going to defer. Porter's going to take down.
Try to extend the lead here in the second.
Yeah, absolutely. Get up 6-0 and, try to work towards a major would be your goal at this point. I think if he did a better job of getting that backside wrist, I think he could run that bar over a second time if he gets a chance to be on top. A little high here. He's trying to jump across for a cradle. He's in some trouble. He's got his arm out. He's got it posted. That's a good job. It's going to be a reversal and plus.
Not exactly sure how he got out of that one.
Well, I think the wrestler for Watterson got a little high and kind of fell over when he tried that cradle. And now he's got 9-0 lead because 2 for the reversal, 2 for the near fall, and he's walked him over. And this is a new hold, so at a minimum, it'll be another 3 points and 12-0. If he can sit back on his own hips, he's got a chance to pin that. He's going to get 3 back and then the escape, so it's going to be 12-1. So he's got the major right now. He's about 4 points away from a tech fall, which would be worth 5 team points for West Holmes. Good reshot. Got to drive through the body. Good job. Good job turning the corner. 14-1 with a minute left here in the second. A lot of time here. I think Coach Vaughn's going to have him work for the fall, though. Get that extra bonus point if you can. A nice match here by the sophomore. Good job breaking him down. See if he goes back to that bar, and he does. Good job working to the edge. That was a good job getting to the edge. And he gave him a warning for stalling. He didn't make his attempt to get out of bounds. He didn't disguise that very well.
Looked like he should be in a swimming meet with that dive attempt, not the wrestling side here.
And we're at 14-1. We got about 45 seconds. See if he can jump to the side. He's got that half. Let's see if he can get the fall. He's got a lot of time, 30 seconds to work for it. He's got 3 points awarded, so at a minimum, when he breaks the hold, he'll have the tech fall. I think he needs to let go of that backside arm, get his arm out from underneath him. I think that's kind of one of the things that's probably blocking those shoulders. Now we got it. There we go. That'll be the 5th pin of the night for the Knights to take this lead to 36-24. So they got a forfeit win and 5 pins, and it's been all bonus points tonight.
And I think that's going to be all she wrote for Bishop Watterson, unless there's another one coming in here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. I don't see anybody that looks like they're remotely close to 220 or heavyweight that's out there on the floor right now. And this is going to be Gabe Auerbach getting a forfeit at 190, 195?
190, 215, and 28 heavyweight.
Yeah, Grant Miller, the junior, who looked so good last Saturday, going 4-1 on the day and pinning a state qualifier from Medina Buckeye, getting the forfeit win. And there we go. We get to see our 5th senior of the night, Elijah Baldridge, the #1 ranked wrestler in the state at heavyweight, getting his hand raised. And that ended up being a walkaway with all the forfeits, 48-24. And you might get to see at least one exhibition match here. This looks like Blake Strauss is going to come out. He would have been our 44-pounder, but they bumped Dixon up and forfeited at 138. So we're going to get to see an exhibition match here.
Early caution on both wrestlers to get it started.
Yeah, they're both chomping at the bit to get after each other there. You got to have your foot on the line and be set. Strauss coming right out, going up top. Ooh, nice toe drag, but they're going to say that they were out of bounds. That was a good aggressive throw by Strauss. You know, we saw this last week from him. I mean, he took some tough losses, but definitely was aggressive. Good job stopping the shot, hitting a nice little go behind. 2-0 Strauss. Approaching 1 minute here in the first period. Strauss up 2-0 still. Working a tilt. He's going to get some back points out of this right before the end of the period. I think he's going to get all 3 of them. Yep, it's going to be 5-0 Strauss at the end of 1.
Our coverage of the Super Try here at West Holmes brought to you by Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, and Keim Home Center in Charm.
Strauss going to be down here to start the second period, 5-0. Good first period. We just got to finish strong. He started out well in all his matches at that West Holmes invite. It was just kind of later in the match, maybe as he got a little fatigued, that we saw him make some mistakes, and just see him finish strong here if he can. You got to work forward here and build your base. they have to call injury time here. The mouthpiece worn by the Watterson wrestler, probably because he has braces, you have to wear those, and when those fall out and they stop the action, the onus is on the wrestler, so they run injury time. That's not a big deal, but the second injury time results in a choice for your opponent. Strauss doing a nice job chain wrestling there. Stand up to a switch, back to his feet. Good hand control. Got to be ready, though. They gave him the one. It was a quick reshot there. I was kind of surprised they gave the one that early. And Strauss was able to get the takedown, so we got a 9-0 lead right now. A little out of position there. He's a little high. He's got to kind of get that boot in and see if he can kind of stretch his wrestler out. You don't want to get in trouble. He's kind of falling off him. He might want to cut his losses in a second here if he feels himself going and just give up the two.
The Bishop Watterson wrestler finally hearing his coaches there, I think.
Yeah, and Strauss did the right thing there. He got the takedown. He was a little out of position. And rather than, have that turn into more than that, you just kind of cut your losses and, we call it bailing. You just dive forward to your stomach and give up the two, knowing that you're not going to give up the back points as well. And, you're in command here. It's 9-2 and a chance to go back up to 8 with an escape.
The official correcting score there.
They've got score as 9-4, but it's 9-2.
No,
it was 6. It was 5-0, and Strauss had the escape and the takedown.
The official corrected.
Yeah,
the score's able to change it to 9-4.
Yeah, we've struggled a little bit there. Good job by Strauss. Gets that escape. Well, now he's going to call it a reversal. Muscled through with that underhook to secure that takedown, and he's stayed aggressive, and his conditioning looks like it's holding up to this point in the match, which is good. He's got about 10 seconds in the period. Got that arm. He's running out of time to work this bar is the only problem. A little more time, and I think this is something he would have been able to score with. And Strauss is looking good. He looks like the stronger wrestler right now. It's 11-4. We'll see what the Watterson wrestler chooses. He's going to choose top. That's an interesting choice. Strauss has gotten away twice. I haven't really seen, so far I haven't seen anything on top that would make me think that he's going to turn Strauss, but down 7, he's probably just going what he thinks is his best position. Strauss kind of try to work forward here and see if he can build his base. Got about 1:30 in the period. But know where you're at here. Don't let him take you out of bounds. Keep those hands. He's able to return him to the mat. He's got a power half here. He always got him a little high. Let's see if he can work up, Strauss. Down to a minute. Still 11-4 lead. There you go. Back to his feet, 12-4. This makes it a major decision. Trying to work a little spin around there. If you're Strauss, this is right where you want to be, in your stance. You don't need to tie up. You don't need to get yourself in positions where maybe you could get thrown or give up a headlock. 20 seconds. Just stay tight on this waist here as he tries to come out the back door. You're on the edge of the mat. Know where you're at. Good job. 12 seconds left. He worked himself out of bounds. And here you just got to kind of get on your bike and move around and circle with your wrestler and take this home.
And on mat number 2, the winner of our exhibition match with a fall at 1:34, Wyatt Shaw of Claymont.
There was the headlock attempt. He was able to slip it. No points awarded, but that was about all you could try at that point. Good win for Strauss. He looked strong the whole match. His conditioning held up and finished like he started. That was good to see.
Well, he did. We'll finish the first leg here of this Super Try with West Holmes getting a win over Bishop Watterson 48-24. Claymont defeated Dalton 42-31. So now West Holmes going to take on the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, the Eagles go over to take on the Mustangs. Real quick, our coverage of the West Holmes Super Try is brought to you tonight by Millersburg Electric, Rody's IJ Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors, Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven and Shreve, Wayne Savings Community Bank, and Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. Well, Will, a good, strong showing in that first leg from the Knights.
Yeah, it was, and I got to believe that that couldn't have been the full Bishop Watterson lineup that we saw, but you never know at this point in the season who's healthy, who's not. But for the guys that wrestled, I mean, they went out and won big. I mean, like I said, that was 6 pins, I think 6 pins and a forfeit, and then after that it was just the upper weights, 3 in a row winning by forfeits. So West Holmes did the job there, and it's going to be a similar setup against Dalton. We're going to see probably 4 or 5 weight classes be uncontested, and that's going to result in probably 24 to 30 points, I think, for the Knights just in that situation.
It does look like Dalton is going to have a few that get forfeited. They have one scratch at 144 of Jackson Ryder. The other 2 weight classes were scratched by Bishop Watterson there. Let me double check and make sure I got these correct before I say something. I believe it was 165 and 190 were the 2 that were scratched that were not planned forfeits, I think, by the Eagles. So getting set to go here.
Yeah, and West Holmes looking to go 2-0 tonight on senior night.
It looks like Kylie Couch might be coming back out.
Yeah, she got a headgear on. Like I said, I think it's good. I mean, I like to see some of these seniors, especially on their last night here at home. I mean, well, we say the last night at home. This was scheduled to be senior night when it was laid out this way, but we found out a couple weeks ago that Minerva opted to not host the state dual meet regional, and that then went to the next highest seed, which was West Holmes. So now West Holmes has decided they want to do that, and they're going to host it here. And we're still a little up in the air. We're hoping that we'll be here as a crew and that we'll have a chance to show that to the people on a live stream again. And as soon as we know, I'm sure that information will be available.
Oh, this looks like it's going to be an exhibition between Couch and Martin because there is no 106 from Dalton.
Yeah, this is looks like a Claymont. What is it, a Claymont wrestler? Let's see what's going on. We got Martin, we got Couch, and we have Taylor. All 3 standing up here at the.
Well, maybe we're going to have a forfeit at 106 here, it looks like, and Kylie Couch will get the win.
I think we're going to see about 3 forfeits in a row here.
We'll now go 113-pounders on mat number 1. Dalton will be forfeiting. Your forfeit win will go to Peyton Martin of West Holmes.
You know, without a 20-pounder, what they're going to do is bump Taylor up to 120 to take that forfeit. So West Holmes is going to start off with a 18-0 lead. And I think our first contested match of the night looks like it'll be a 125 Grady Toy.
Yeah, Toy listed at 120 for today.
Yeah, and a wrestler can bump up 1 weight class for match purposes. And Toy has wrestled 125 most of the season. I think it's the first time I've seen him in action at 120 this year.
So we'll take on Mike Boyer, who lost his first matchup.
And Toy had a good weekend last Saturday at that night's invite as well. I think he was a either a 3rd or 5th place finisher. I know he was 4-1 on the day and put together a real nice tournament. He came in as the number 2 seed.
He won his matchup against Bishop Watterson on a technical fall.
In on the double. Toy's got to try to really sag his hips and fight this. He's got the whizzer. He's going to bail and give it up.
Number 2, 113-pounders for Bishop Watterson. It's Grayson Conyers, and for Claymont, Dane Fawcett.
Toy to his feet. He's fighting those hands. He wants to try to get this escape if he can. It's 2-0. We got about a minute left in the period. He's got that hand down there. He's trying to thread it. He's showing a claw up top, and then he's switching, trying to dig that elbow in, see if he can get it threaded for a tilt. Toy's just fighting that. Closing in on 30 seconds, still 2-0. Be nice to try to get at least one escape here before the period ends. If you're Toy, try to cut in that lead a little bit.
Claymont taking a quick 12-0 lead over on the other mat. 2 quick falls.
We're down to about 10 seconds left in the period. He's done a nice job tying up Toy's arms. He really hasn't been able to get his hands free or his arms free to try to work anything. He's just been kind of fighting that hand control off the whole time. And this is a good job on top by the Dalton wrestler.
For Bishop Watterson, it's Joe Curry.
Toy's going to defer choice, and Dalton's going to choose down. Toy looked good last week up top with the cradles, if I remember right. He did a nice job with his cross-face cradle. We'll see if we see that here. Toy's got that backside wrist, but he really doesn't have anything on the front side. Trying to get his own hand free so he can work that cradle. There he goes. Got a minute 30 here in the period. Getting a little high, Toy. Getting a little high. Get a reset and get back behind the hips here, I think. Don't like this position right now. He's got the front headlock. There's just no points yet. He's just got to chase this back around. This Dalton wrestler does a really nice job of hand control. When he's on bottom and when he was on top. And he's going to make it to 4-0 right now. He's got that arm up on the back. This could be a little bit of trouble, Toy. You don't want him to catch that and lock it up, and kind of going for a hammer lock here. Good job getting your arm back. 45 seconds in the period, but 4-0. Get that other arm up on the back now. We're down to about 20 seconds in the period. Ten's under 10 now. To his feet, but 1 second. Toy's choice. Toy's going to go back on top, and it's probably a good place to go. That cradle was a big neutralizer for him last week, and he just got to keep his hands free. This Dalton kid does a really good job of tying up his opponent's hands in both positions. Toy breaks him down. Now he's got the crossface, and he's got the tricep locked. So he's going to run that head to the knee. If he can lock this, he's got a chance to get himself back in the match. Still got that arm. He just got to he's got to show the butcher a little bit when he hips down, then he can run that head to the knee. He's got it locked. He's going to roll through. Okay, get the knee in the ribs. Get the knee in the ribs. He's getting a little high. Reset. You got to reset here. You got your back points. It's going to be 4-3. There it is, 4-3. But, boy, you don't want to give up this reversal because he's been a hammer riding you. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to be 6-3.
West Holmes fans over on the other side of the gym thought he had him pinned there when he had the 5 count.
Yeah,
going.
I don't know if he stacked him up or not. It was tough. He just got a little out of position with it then. And now he's going to give up some back points here. He's got the legs in. He's just kind of going to hold him there. I mean, it's 50 seconds. I mean, if you're the Dalton wrestler, you know you're going to get your back. You don't even have to work for the fall. You can just secure the victory. Going to get 3 back, so it's going to make it 9-3. Yeah, his best chance when he locked that cradle was to get him back to his stomach, reset, and try to lock up another one. But he just got a little high, and he can never get back in position. So we got 30 seconds. He did the right thing choosing top, though, because he does have that cradle, and he's been effective with it. 9-3 with about 20. Down to 10. Right here on the edge of the Dalton wrestler. You just got to stay on him and be smart. That'll be the end of it. 9-3. That'll be a win by decision, so that'll be 3 points for Dalton, make the team score 18-3.
That'll bring up Hunter McCluggage. He'll be wrestling Sam Ediger. McCluggage took that loss in a tough fought match against Bishop Watterson.
Yeah, he came right out aggressive, got that first takedown, and then the match kind of turned. We'll see if he comes out with that same intensity. Going to work back to center here. Good snap down to a front headlock. See if he can beat that arm. Oh, right up top. Keep going. Keep going. Nice job. Good series. Snap down. Tried to chase that. Tried to chase that front headlock around. When he came up off his knees, he's right there to throw him. And that's that aggressiveness we talked about. And it's going to be a fall. So West Holmes is going to go up 24-3. That was 28 seconds on that pin. Good job by the sophomore.
So Loudon Dixon looking like he's going to pick up a forfeit at 138.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Dixon ran into a buzzsaw from Bishop Watterson that last one. They bumped him up, and I'm not sure why. Maybe they thought there was somebody they were trying to avoid, but they didn't really do him any favors because the kid at 44 was just as tough.
Well, our coverage here from the West Holmes Tri meet is brought to you by Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auction, Home Siding Contractors, Ian Keim Home Center in Charm. That's going to bring us up now to, I believe, 144.
Yeah, this is going to be Blake Strauss. Looks like he's going to get a forfeit. And then we're going to have our senior at 150, Blake Norman, who I think is going to get a match from the look of it. And Blake had a nice win. Big fall there against Bishop Watterson. Caught the Watterson wrestler twice to his back, and the second time was all it took. So we'll see if he can keep that going.
So Norman at 150 wrestling Caden Russell. Got a big fall win, like you said.
Yeah.
It looks like he really
good,
surprised everyone.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was a good-looking wrestler. 2 good shots, 2 good takedowns, and he was just able to counter them effectively and really surprised that Watterson wrestler. And probably got a pin that not too many people expected in that part of the match. Underneath here, after being snapped down, he's got to keep that elbow that's right there and work himself back to his feet. Good job. Good shot. You've got to fight through this. You're on the edge here. Don't give us up. Keep scooting. There's nothing there yet. That's a good job, knowing where he's at.
Over on mat number 2, picking up the win with the fall in 1 minute 14 seconds. It's James Lindsay of Watterson.
Under a minute, about 55 seconds now. 0-0.
Now up on mat number 2. It'll be 138 pounders.
Back in on the hips. Same position here. You got to stay tight. Keep scooping. Don't let them cover the hips here. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. We got about 30 seconds. It's got him pointed back towards the inside of the mat. That was a good job by the Dalton wrestler of redirecting that. If you're Strauss, you got to keep trying to scoot your hips out. Don't let him climb up your back.
Looked like Norman might have almost had him out of bounds there the first
time.
Now
and
he is out.
And he did the right thing. He turned him and got him facing back to the center, but then Norman was still able to readjust. So we got down to about 15 seconds in the period, and there's been 2 good double leg attempts there by Dalton wrestler that Norman's been able to stave off with the edge of the mat to his advantage. We got 5. Tell you what, the Dalton wrestler's aggressive. He works the head a lot. He's really going to the head hard and keeping us off balance, but nothing to show for it, luckily. And Norman's got choice and goes down. He's got the cradle locked up. Got his arm through. That was big. He got that arm through, and he can post it. He might be able to get the fall here. He is a pinner, I'll tell you that. If you ever watch Norman wrestle, he does like to stick guys when he gets this opportunity. He had that cradle, and when he took it back, Norman got his left arm through and was able to post. He's still working for the fall. Good job by the Dalton wrestler fighting off that, because, boy, he was flat. That's going to be 5-0. 2 for the reversal, 3 for the near fall. Norman's got the boots in. Let's see if he goes up top for a power half of his own. Yes, and he is. Well, nobody's gotten an opportunity to work these with this referee. We'll see if we're any luckier.
144 pounders now on mat number 2 for Bishop Watterson. It's Mitchell Younger, and for Claymont, Cruz McMorrow.
Boy, that could have been 3 points the other way for the Dalton wrestler, and Norman turned it into 5 of his own. That was a good job. He's got that. Got to reset with it. You know where you're at. There's no change. Don't give him the escape. There we go. 27 seconds. We're going to reset to the down position. Good job dropping to the leg. Just got to return that just like it's a takedown. But you're going to have to do it or the ref's going to call you. Sweep that foot. Under 10. Keep your hips up. You got about 5 seconds. Just get ready to reset. No change. It's dangerous and they're flopping around there, but there was no change. It'll be 5-0 here. Dalton's going to choose down. Right away with the switch. Norman's got that backside leg, though. I don't think that switch will be there right here. You step over with your foot then. Step over and secure those ankles. Norman's trying to work that leg, and Dalton wrestler got under it. He's going to try to work up and come out the back door if he can. There you go. Good job, Norman. You got about minute 20 left in the match. He's got that backside wrist. See if he can get a half in there, too. Now he's got the legs in, and he can kind of get up on that head with the power half here. Inflict a little punishment. Under a minute now, 55 seconds. Referee will probably let them work this for a little bit, and if there's no change, they'll stalemate it. Good job stretching him out there. Closing in on 30 seconds. Total control here, and he's on top. Got that arm now. There we go. He's going to run that over. He's going to get additional back points. Hips up. There it is. Stacked it up. That's been the story of the night for the Knights tonight when they win. They've been winning by fall. They'll make the score 42-3 is what they got up there right now.
Yeah, 6 pins by my count tonight.
Yeah, and they've done a nice job when they've had that opportunity to win. They've won by bonus. And we're going to see the freshman, Sowers, got a nice win against Watterson last round as well.
Our wrestling coverage tonight brought to you by Millersburg Electric, Rody's IGA Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors,
nice shot.
Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven and Shreve, Wayne Savings Community Bank, and the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. 157 now, Bram McCourt in there with Sowers.
Yeah, good quick single leg by McCourt right away. Oh, nice job elbowing out. You see that. The initial shot was beat, and he was kind of underneath, and he just did what we call a little elbow out. And took all that weight off him and came around the corner. That was a nice series. McCourt's got that bar. Now he's got the backside wrist. If he can secure that, he can do something with this. He can try to walk around the head. This could be trouble.
A lot of falls on the other.
Yeah, right to a reverse half. That's a good series. McCourt's a good-looking wrestler. He's done some nice things out here. Going to make it at least 7-1 here after the points are awarded. And there they are, 7-1. He's got that leg in. He's looking to run a power half and score more. Oh, he's got the half. He can run this over now. Stack it up. This is tight. That'll be a fall, and I'll tell you what, as a minute 30, McCourt showed a lot. 2 real nice takedowns and 2 real nice pinning combinations that he ran in a minute 30, and that's a good-looking wrestler for Dalton.
That'll move us to 165, Dakota Patterson taking on Grayson Siders. Oh, maybe. Let's see here. They got 2 165s listed. It's actually Aiden Pelfrey, though. He had a fall against Claymont over in the first round.
Yeah, so Cole Porter will probably get the other 65-pounder. Maybe they'll bump him up.
Well, I know we talked a lot last week about Dakota. One of those guys, the longer the match goes, the more you want to favor him.
Yeah, you'd like to see him survive initially and try to let his conditioning. He wrestles the same pace start to finish. He's aggressive, and he keeps the pressure on. And he has a tendency to wear his opponent down. And you usually, if the match is close, you feel pretty good about where you're at going into that third period with Dakota. And, yeah, he got a forfeit win, so it's good to see him on senior night get to go into action out there. Good snap down, but he pulled him right to his leg. Patterson trying to rotate up with it. Fighting off that whizzer. A little awkward position here for the Dalton wrestler. See if we can come out the back door. He gets the spin around, so it's 2-0. Still in bad position, though. Dakota should be able to, yeah, he did. Got the reversal. 2-2. And the clock's not running. We had a little issue there with the clock. I don't know what's going on. It was stopped running for a while. I think they're trying to figure out how much time's left in the period. Referee's going to come over here and ask.
I'd imagine they just throw it down to a minute, showing a minute 24.
Yeah, we'll see what they come up with here. Either way, I mean, the score is right. So 2-2. So it's not a matter of the score. It's a matter of how much time's in the period. He hasn't really given any indication yet what he wants to do.
If I read those lips right, it said down to 45 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I hope I didn't read. Oh, no, 118. I did not read them.
Well, I don't know. He's looking over there. I think he wants it to go a little farther.
Oh, 24 seconds. Really?
Okay.
I didn't think it wasn't running for that long, but.
Oh, hey, that actually is good for Dakota. All you got to do is ride him out. Ride him out for 24 seconds. I'll tell you what, Dakota got that reverse on it. Could have been more. It looked like he had an opportunity. He was starting to headhunt, and it looked like he was trying to find a way to get a half in as he was reversing him. Good job breaking him down. Cover those backside ankles. Good job. Right, good job dropping to the leg. Just got to finish this. That's a good series there. There we got about 7 seconds left in the period. Dalton wrestler did a nice job getting hand control and having a stand up. Dakota saw it and just dropped to the leg. And, you don't have to cut the guy loose there. You can just drop to a leg and treat it like you're finishing a single leg, and he did. A little high. You got to stay in there. Drop to a leg again if you have to. If he goes to a front headlock, they shouldn't award any change. No points. That's kind of an all or nothing situation. The Dalton coach wanted an escape, but he really was no loss of control, and there wasn't a change of control. It's kind of a no man's land sometimes.
It looks like the Dalton wrestler almost put himself in a bad position on that restart there. It looked like he almost flipped himself over on his back.
Yeah, they gotta. One of these guys they've got to avoid the mistake and just stay solid. Dakota trying to chase a near side cradle here, see if he can lock it up. I think he's got it locked. Just got to try to put his head on the mat and walk it over. He's still got it locked. He can score from this. Oh, he let it go, and he switched to a leg. Drive up through. Right back to it if you can. Right back to it. Putting his head in the side, that's good. No points awarded here. You stay in the front headlock. They won't give him the escape. That's good. Chase it. There's no points. Got a minute 11. He had that near side cradle. Coach wanted him to kind of crunch that and take it over. That was a good opportunity to score some back points. We got a minute 11, 2-2. Under a minute now, 55 seconds. Dakota doing a nice job on top, keeping the pressure on this bottom wrestler. I don't think there's any change again. He's been close, but when he's gotten close, he hasn't been able to get a clean break, and Dakota's been able to use the edge of the mat. We're at 47 seconds.
See what you mean, though. He comes out, he's wrestling at the same pace. He's not slowing down.
No, he doesn't. And I'll tell you, it wears on the opponent. I mean, he's not going to let up. And it's just a matter of staying in the match and knowing that if you can push the match and get the match deep, that you might be able to wear your opponent out. And he finally does get that escape point, though. 3-2. We're at about 30 seconds. Don't give up this takedown. You got to fight this off because you've got choice coming up in the third period. You got to believe he's going to take down. Got to keep trying to sag your hips and put your shoelaces on the mat here. Break those hips down. You got 15 seconds if he can get the spin around. No points awarded. He's got to be able to break them down. 10 seconds. Don't give this up. Ooh, good job trying to elbow out. About 4 seconds. Keep fighting it. No. Oh. They're going to award the 2 right at the buzzer, right at the buzzer. Boy, if he could have just fought that off for another second. It's 5-2 now. That's huge because 3-2 escape ties it for you. There's a lot of match, though.
Surprised to see those points awarded. With that.
I thought maybe that was something Scott was going to question, whether the towel bopper maybe was a little late by a half second or something. It was that close. You've got to get up to your feet, make it 5-3, then a takedown will tie it. Just got to work up to your feet here, Dakota. You got a lot of match if you can get back on your feet.
And now Pelfrey showing a lot of energy here in the third.
Yeah, both these guys leaving it all on the mat right now. He's got a half. Don't let him run this. Got to look away. Oh, sitting up into it. Good job. Get your one. Get your one. There you go. There you go. You didn't want to reverse. You want the one so you can tie it now with the takedown. A lot of match. You got 55 seconds, Dakota. You just got to stay ground. Good shot. Cover the hips. Cover the hips. Cover the hips. Oh, Pelfrey able to fight that off. He was dead in the water there. Still working it up. Snap and spin. Snap and spin. Up. 35 seconds. Boy, Dakota had him. He had the shot he needed, too. Let's see. He's underneath Pelfrey. See if he can. He's got that backside ankle laced. I think I'd kick. Wow, 20 seconds. You're going to have to stay on him. If you could have secured that first takedown, he could have kicked him. I think you got to stay on him now. You got 15. You got to take this match into overtime. 10 seconds. 9 seconds. Boy, how big was that takedown at the end of the second period? It was everything.
Oh, now
it really was everything.
Pelfrey a little dinged up.
Yeah,
it
he's
seems
tired.
like.
I'll tell you what, he's tired, and you just got to ride him. And I think if you can get this thing into sudden victory, if you're Patterson, you got to like his chances. He looks like he's a little fresher here, maybe a little more left in the tank. But you got to ride him out. You got to have a good breakdown here. Catch that backside. Keep following it. Keep following it. You got to return him. You got to return him. Okay, you're going to get a stall call on Patterson.
Oh, Pelfrey.
Yeah, he's tired. I'll tell you what. I know he's on the gym floor, but he's tired. So if he's smart, he's just going to catch his breath here. You get to use injury time once, and you get 2 minutes of it. And the second time you use it, it gives your opponent choice. So if you're Pelfrey, there's 1 second here. You're not going to get away. So use your injury time, catch your breath, and know that you're going to need something in the tank for that final minute of sudden victory. He's going to kind of roll his leg out a little bit, make sure he's okay. But I think if I was him, I'd take the whole 2 minutes.
So that stall warning there with that 1 second left, it really kind of changes the way you want to look at this one.
Well, that was, they could have called a force out. I think the Dalton coach would have liked a force out because that would be a penalty point. Instead, he kind of went middle ground there and called it stalling, which it really wasn't. I mean, he was trying to ride the top guy, but I don't think Dakota's going to get called for stalling a second time. That's not the way he wrestles, So
I was a little surprised to see that called
I was too,
a stall.
actually.
It looked like the Dalton wrestler
was equally going towards the edge of the mat as much as the top guy. The top guy's got to follow him.
Looked like he was diving for the end zone almost.
Yeah, so we got 1 second here. You go to an ankle and you get on your feet and you get that winning takedown. Patterson looks strong. He looks fresh right now. I think he can do this. Okay, so we're going to go right to our feet. 1 minute. First points win. So if you're Patterson, a takedown's what you want. If you're Dalton wrestler, you take a stalling call. Just stay aggressive, Dakota. Work a snap down. Try to get him to his knees. Out of bounds. We got about 34 seconds here in the period. Oh, good shot. Good shot by Pelfrey. See if he's got Dakota on his hips. He just got to kind of climb up the back. That's what he wants to do. And if you're Dakota, they're going to give it to him. He covered the hips. You got to try to keep scooting your hips out. You're just going to kind of climb that ladder with your hands, and he was able to do it. Boy, and I'll tell you, that match was decided by that takedown right at the end of the second period. That was huge. Those were huge points to get at the buzzer there.
And a little surprised to see him call that takedown so quick at the end there, but Patterson, that might have been the match of the night so far.
Yeah, that really was. We've seen so many forfeits and so many pins. We haven't had a lot of good even matches, and that one easily the most exciting match of the night.
Our wrestling coverage tonight brought to you in part by Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, and Keim Home Center and Charm.
Founders now on mat number 2. Bishop Watterson will forfeit, so the forfeit win will go to OHSAA of Claymont. And now 285 pounders on mat number 2.
It's Cole Porter wrestling
Seth Ryder, I believe, if we're on 175.
Yep. Porter with the takedown, and he's going to get 2 fall off that too, so it's 4-0. Porter had a nice match. I think he won by fall against Bishop Watterson as well.
Yeah, he did.
And he's looked good. I mean, he had a nice tournament last weekend as well, going 4-1 and then getting that fall. So this sophomore coming on at the right time of the year.
Bishop Watterson 30.
Under a minute here, about 49 seconds in the period. Porter up 4-0 still.
Claymont, they're going to go 2-0. They beat Bishop Watterson 48-30 over on mat number 2. Already finished up there. Over here between West Holmes and Dalton, it's 42-12 the team scores here.
Porter still, get the half in. Slip the half, run it. There you go, Porter. You got to take advantage of those mistakes. Kind of reached back and he slapped that half on. He saw it. He's going to get at least 2 more near fall. He's going to get 3. Boy, this guy counts quick. He does. I mean, you're supposed to be on your back for 5 seconds, and I like it, though, when it's us. So 7-0 for Porter. Just one little mistake here. Dalton wrestler kind of reached back, gave him that opening for the half, and he saw it and instinctively slapped it on and ran it over for a quick 3. And he's going to get choice after the Dalton wrestler defers and go down. Well on his way to a major already. Good job coming out. Turn the corner. Make it 9-0. Porter's got that wrist tied up. Let's see if he can get a half or a bar on the other side. Give him something to work with. Ooh, going for a Turk here. He's got that. He's going to try to step through the legs there. Switches it off to a attempt at a far side cradle. Got to get up on your toes and run that head to the knee. Now he's going to look for a tilt. Oh my gosh, pinned him. Pinned him with a tilt. You don't see that very often. That's usually not a pinning combination. That's usually something that you just kind of expose the shoulders and get yourself, a cheap 2 or 3 back points. You just don't see a guy give up a fall from that position.
So it's going to be Matthew Let me see if I can get this one right. Matthew Von Bonnen for the Bulldogs is going to be wrestling against Averbrook.
Yep, this is Gabe Averbrook. I think he was a forfeit winner in that last round.
Yeah, the final 3 wrestlers here for the Knights haven't have had a match yet tonight, all won by forfeit against Watterson.
Yeah, and I'm looking down there at their bench, and I only see one guy warming up, prancing around. I can't tell if he's a 220 or if he's a heavyweight. He's a big guy. Well, I'd like to see Elijah Baldridge get a match tonight on senior night. Averbrook going to give up the takedown there. 2-0 with 1:30 left. Back up to his feet. Got to get hand control, though. Working up now. Keep fighting those hands.
Dalton does have 2 guys listed in the 285 heavyweight category.
Under a minute, 59 seconds now. Still 2-0, Averbrook down.
Play the West Holmes Military Wall of Honor 50-50. You have the winning ticket number worth $110. And thanks to each and every one of you that played. Winning ticket number is 6943.
Out of bounds there on the edge. 39 seconds in the period. 2-0 if you're Averbrook. Boy, you just want to get 1 point. You want to get back, escape before this period ends. Kind of tighten this match up.
Got a little confused there. He was going to be down low.
Congratulations.
30 seconds in the period. Got about 5 seconds in the period. Averbrook unable to get away here. Choice to West Holmes. Averbrook's going to defer. Imagine Dalton's going to choose down. Well, if you're Averbrook, you got to work something on top because you didn't show that you could get away from this Dalton wrestler. So you got to take advantage of this referee's position right here. Good job getting that ankle and driving him forward. See if you can work an arm bar or something now that you got him broken down. He's trying to work a power half. He's got that wrist. There we go, broke him down again. Boy, he tries to get to that power half. There it is. Just really force that. Keep going. Tell you what, he's got something there. Just get that wrist. We know this guy's careful with this. So you got to be careful as you take it over. Make the adjustment. Ah, and he threw a full Nelson. You can have a half in, but you can't have 2 good halves in at the same time. And he got a little over-exuberant there. It's tough because the referee has shown in the last match and in this one that he's going to err on the side of caution when he sees the guy's shoulder really kind of being cranked on like that. So you've got to make the adjustment as a wrestler and take your time and not rush it so that he doesn't stop it. And I think he just tried to jump sides and forgot to take the half out on the one side. That's going to be a penalty point, though. That's big because it's going to make it 3-0. He's doing a nice job of breaking him down and keeping the pressure on him. He just hasn't been able to work that half like he wants. Ooh, there you go. Tilt it again. Keep that arm. Only got a 1 count, so he's not going to get back. Oh, he's got that bar and he's got that wrist. This is what you got to walk over, nice and slow. Take your time. This will go if you work it. Ah, he lost it. He's doing a nice job on top. We're down to about a couple seconds, but his choice, boy, he's either going to have to take neutral or top. I don't think you want to try to go underneath this guy. You haven't been able to get away. Yep, they're going to put him on top. And he's looked good on top. He's getting close to turn. That last time, I don't think people realized when he had that backside wrist and that bar that was a real good opportunity to run that over. See if we can get that back to that position. Just got to break him, keep pressure forward and break him down. There you go. Right back to that power half. I don't know if that's going to be what turns him. I'd like to see him go back to that bar that he had. There you go. He's got a half and a wrist. Just got to run this. Keep going. Take your time. Oh, good job raking it. Good job raking it, but you got to get on your toes and run it. Get up off your knees and keep the weight on his head. You got to redirect him, though. He's turning himself to the edge of the mat. That's smart. Boy, you had a nice half. You did a good job what we call raking it. As the guy's fighting your pressure, kind of pull it back into you. But he had to get up off his knees and on his toes so he could run that over with some leverage. We're down to a minute. And Dalton wrestler's kind of stepped over his ankle here. It's not the position you want to be in. You don't want to fall to your own hips like this. Ah, it's going to be 5-0. Did a good job on top. He just couldn't get him over. He had the opportunities, just couldn't quite work that over. Down to 30 seconds. $20 seconds. 5-0. Down to about 5 seconds. And the Dalton wrestler's looks like he's going to be able to secure this victory by decision. We get somebody walking to the scorer's table, but I don't know if this is for heavyweight or 215. I got to be honest, I know Grant Miller would probably like to get a match, but I think the crowd would love to see the senior heavyweight, and I think they're gonna.
Okay, so for 215.
This will be the second forfeit victory of the night for Grant Miller. Obviously, the team outcome hasn't been in doubt for about the last 5-6 weight classes.
Well, they did have two guys listed at heavyweight there, but looks like it's going to be Jaden Sock taking on Elijah Baldridge here. Baldridge,
yep,
#1 in Division II in the heavyweight class.
Yep, he is, and we've said it. He's not the biggest heavyweight out there. He's only comes in at about 220, but he is without a doubt one of the strongest.
2-4.
And I'll tell you what, if you haven't had the chance to watch this, just enjoy, because, you know, not since probably Tyler Hawkins, who's got a banner up here in this gym, have we had a heavyweight quite like this.
Pushed him out of bounds, or a little shove after the whistle.
It was after the whistle. I don't know. Elijah get a little shoved his guy. I'm not sure why, but he's Elijah. He's intense. And it's just what he brings to the table. And it's a 2-2 after he takes him down and kicks him out. Oh, nice shot. That's a nice shot. Good hard power double. Elijah's going to go right back up to his feet, 4-3.
Yeah, you mentioned Elijah. Little bit lighter for this heavyweight class. Sock weighing in at 283. Ooh. Baldridge at 214 today.
Yeah, and I tell you what, so you're talking like almost 70 pounds, but I guarantee he's not giving up strength. He is not. And he's quick, and you can see what he can do on his feet. And like we saw last week against the Buckeye kid that was ranked number 1 in the state, and another wrestler that he had that was undefeated, deeper the match goes, his conditioning is a huge advantage at heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
And he's up 6'3". He's had 3 takedowns. He's kicked them out twice. We'll see if he works something here and tries to get the fall.
He almost uses some of his football skills there, it seems, when he's out in the middle of the mat.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's, I know the kid loves football. He absolutely loves his football, but he's got some tough choices to make because with the season he's having at heavyweight, there's going to be just as many colleges who are going to start to be calling him about wrestling as they are playing football. And he's going for the fall here. And he got it. And there's your senior heavyweight, number 1 ranked in the state. Putting on a little bit of a show there for the crowd and looking good doing it.
And that's going to do it. That'll finish up the super try here as West Holmes will win over Dalton in the second round, 60-15. Well, again, our sponsors are the reason we're out here tonight, and our sponsors for wrestling tonight were Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, Keim Home Center in Char, Millersburg Electric, Rody's IGA Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors, Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven in Shreve, Wayne Savings Community Bank, and the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. And Will, a great showing from the Knights today, and I'll let you know how many pins I have them for here in a second. But what did you see out of the Knights' performance today?
Just a continuation of what we saw last weekend. Just good, hard, aggressive wrestling, especially some of these young guys continuing to develop in their confidence as the season wears on, and in the falls. That just, when you can win by pin, that means everything in dual meets, and especially in that first matchup with Bishop Watterson, that was exactly what they needed.
8 pins tonight,
Yeah.
and a lot more forfeits just because, how it happens sometimes with those weight classes, but 2 big wins, of course, beating Bishop Watterson 48-24 and beating Dalton 60-15. Claymont would also go 2-0 tonight. They beat Dalton 42-31 and 48-30 over Bishop Watterson.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Coach Vaughn's got to be pleased with what he saw tonight with the intensity and the pins. Those make a coach happy when you see that.
Well, once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in today. And don't forget, next week already, you have those state regional duels happening here at West Holmes. I'm sure the Knights would love to have you come out and support them in that endeavor. A chance to Columbus on the line there.
Yeah, and like I said, hopefully we'll get word this week, and everybody can look at the Facebook page for KLM and see. We're hoping to broadcast that. That'd be awesome to show that to everyone.
Yeah, that information will be on our Facebook page, WKLM. Facebook page, I should say, as soon as we know what's going on. And don't forget, we've got the battle at the Berkey tomorrow. West Holmes will be on that one. We'll have that game here on our airwaves as well. Matt Croy and Don Hall going to be on the call for that one. Will, any final thoughts?
No, just it's been fun. I'm glad people are getting a chance to enjoy this. We had a lot of people watch that tournament last weekend, and that's awesome. Awesome that people all over the United States literally can tune into this.
We'll give you those sponsors one more time. Again, thanks to our sponsors for us being able to get out here and do this. Critchfield Law Firm, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Denco Marketing, Holmes Wayne Electric, Millersburg Tire Service, Kaufman Realty and Auctions, Home Siding Contractors, Keim Home Center and Charm, Millersburg Electric, Rody's IGA Marketplace, MRV Siding Supply, Village Motors, Yoder Lumber Company, Sweet Haven in Shreve, Wayne Savings Community Bank, and the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. For Will O'Donnell as well as Judd Bone and Mark Clark, I'm Jake Sidle signing off, reminding you to stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you later here on WKLM. Have a great night, everyone.